On November 4, 2022, the Supreme Court had asked Employees Provident Fund Organization or EPFO to come up with a revised mechanism for those who opt for higher pension. Earlier, employees opting for higher pension had to pay an additional 1.16% on the part of their basic salary, which was above the wage ceiling. Now, over 6 months later, the EPFO has finally come out with the revised mechanism for higher pension. Under it, employees will have to pay only 12% of the actual basic salary and not any additional amount. The EPFO has also extended the deadline to apply for the higher pension to June 26, 2023. At present, out of the basic salary, 8.33% goes into the Employees Pension Scheme or EPS and 3.67% into the EPF. But the employee contribution had a cap of 15,000 rupees. It means only 8.33% of 15,000 can be contributed to EPS and the rest will go to the EPF. Now, the EPFO has removed the 15,000 cap and employees will be able to contribute more to claim higher pension upon retirement.
The whole structure is that the employer as well as the employee both have to contribute 12% towards the provident fund and pension, and 8.33% of the pensionable salary or the threshold, which is 15,000 currently, that goes towards pension funds, and all the balance, that is the employee's contribution of 12% plus the balance of 3.67 of the employer contribution, all of that goes towards provident fund. That is how the division today is, unless an employee has opted for higher pension. If he has opted for contributing towards higher pension, then instead of 8.33% of the pensionable salary, that is 8.33% of 15,000 going towards pension funds, what will go towards pension fund is 8.33% of the basic salary. That is the difference. That is the delta that we are talking about today in light of the Supreme Court decision.
Initially, for the higher pension, employees were supposed to pay an extra 1.16% as the service charge. Now, the latest update says that it will be taken from the employer's contribution, but the higher provision scheme has its pros and cons.
Now, what can happen, right, if you decide to go through with this shift that is now being provided for, money will be shifted from your lump sum employee provident fund account. Money will be shifted into your pension annuity employee pension scheme. So now the advantage you could get is, instead of that money coming to you one time, it now goes into an annuity where, in a periodic fashion, every year in every pension payment, the higher corpus is now there for you. So one benefit could be that now there's more money in employee pension scheme, and you can expect that this will pay you pension for the rest of your life. That's one benefit. However, there's also a con, right? So the EPF employee provident fund lump sum, which was paid after retirement, that was tax exempt. So you are not paying tax on that. But on the pension that you're getting monthly, on that you will pay tax. So there are pros and cons to this. So should you do it or not, right? There is no one-word answer we can give people.
While the employees can opt for the higher pension, it will put pressure on the Social Security Organization. An evaluation that was done in FY17 showed that EPS had a deficit of 15,000 crore rupees, and this number is likely to increase once the pensioners outnumber the fresh joiners. Higher life expectancy of people and lower returns from investments may also add to the woes.
It is not a fixed contribution. Unlike a provident fund, the provident fund is amounts put in by the employee and the employer contribution, and the government's liability is restricted to a annual interest, which is charged on that. So somewhere there is a thought process, or somewhere there is an idea that, okay, this is the amount to be paid. But in case of pension, that becomes really a tricky question, because nobody knows what is the life expectancy of a person or a spouse. So it becomes an unending kind of liability for the government to undertake today.
In principle, we know what's happening. What was a one-time lump sum which was paid in a tax-free manner money from that can be shifted for a certain equation without a 15,000 cap into your employee pension scheme. That will create a long-term commitment which will go on for the rest of your life, right? Now, whether this is net positive or negative, right? I think a little bit of analysis and some time is required to be able to put that data out.
Another expert related to the matter, Harsh Rungta, points out that whenever the governments world over were burdened by the pension liabilities in the past, they put a cap for the maximum pension payment to control the situation. In the same way, if the government has a huge deficit to fill in the future, the expected higher pension contribution may be in vain for the employees who choose to pay more for a better pension.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.